Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry.
I feel like the company I would keep would suck ass.
Speaking of sucking ass,
What?
Alexander the Gay.
Oh, I saw this.
Okay, so this was beautiful. This was so mwah. I couldn't have planned this out better myself. End wokeness. Just a complete trash account. Says Netflix made a new documentary about Alexander the Great. Within the first 8 minutes, they turned him gay.
He was gay, though. He was known specifically.
Sirs, he wasn't gay. He was bi. Actually, probably pan, really, if you think about it. Yeah, no, that was that's one of the things that almost everybody knows about Alexander the Great. This is not even.
He mourned his dead lover. That's a thing.
This isn't even one of those things. If you look up, you search for was Walt Whitman gay? Yes, absolutely. Walt Whitman was gay, but when looking at the historians talking about it, they think, oh, well, yeah, no, he never married anybody, and he lived with a man for the last 20 years of his life. But, we don't have any explicit confirmation that they were in a romantic relationship. They could have just been friends or whatever. You get stuff
they
like
were
that.
Roommates.
It's no, Walt Whitman was fucking gay. But the historians are very careful not to be explicit about it, but when you look it up for Alexander the Great, it's no, he was fucking gay. Everybody knows he was gay. He didn't hide it. It's just a thing. Or not gay, but bi. He had male and female lovers at various points in his career. I don't remember what this was in reference to. It says the French rolled out their guillotines for far less. I'm going to say that's with reference to the last news item, not with Alexander.
I'm just gonna quote Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. Of course Pegasus was a man's man. He was that man's man and that man's man. He belonged to many men. Yeah. So End Wokeness tweets this out saying they turned him gay with the screenshots. And then someone here, they got the community notes that say it's commonly accepted among scholars that Alexander not only took part in aromantic sexual relationships with other men, but was in fact bisexual and maintained romantic relationships with men and women throughout his life. Now, what's funny, my personal experience with this when I retweeted this and was the snowflakes are really freaking out when they find out that their masculine icons like to suck a dick. Someone replied to me with oh, well, I didn't need to see porn in the first 8 minutes of what's supposed to be a serious documentary or whatever. Have you watched it? Is it? I haven't watched it at all.
So I actually, if I knew how to grab stuff from Netflix, because they don't allow screen, they have a screen recording blocking thing, and I didn't want to do that stupid thing where you record the screen with your phone. But if they didn't block that, and if it wouldn't have taken more effort than it's worth to do that, I actually would have played the entire clip right now, because it is so tame that YouTube would not have a problem with it. It's just two topless dudes who kiss a bit. That's it.
If that's
porn, it is very heavily implied that they are naked while they're doing it, but you never see anything below the waist.
If that's porn to you, then you are weak. It's so. Fun thing about that. Also, how's it going, Trey? Sometimes you got to kiss the homies, though. So on my Magic channel, of course, there's people who are new and don't know my channel's lore, haven't been here for years. They come in, they discover me through that, and there's a lot of people who come in and they just go, I can't with this guy who sounds like a guy, dresses like a girl in a pink slime. I can't. And every single time,
what the fuck is Dryer Coon?
So every single time I just respond to one of those comments with, it's not my fault, you're weak.
Yeah, I've seen a few of your tweets about that. But yeah, so he retweeted that again, being vote not helpful, irrelevant on that community note. Shoving in a gay scene within the first 8 minutes is pathetic, regardless of what modern historians are speculating.
So if modern historians speculate that he was gay or bi, then putting in a scene that confirms that, which would be historically accurate,
in a historical documentary,
is bad.
But also,
question mark?
They were speaking of this was during Alexander's exile while he was a young man, and they were speaking about his close companions that he had while he was in exile as a young man. And they made a point at that point, like, the ancient Greeks didn't think about sexuality the way we did. It's like, sex is just sex. If you have sex with someone, that is just having sex with someone. That doesn't mean you're homosexual or heterosexual or bisexual. It's just someone that you wanted to have sex with.
Yeah.
But and that
the labels only matter as much as you let them.
That's just what they were talking about, because like that's the way ancient Greek culture was. And so they had a scene showing two guys kissing. They didn't even have sex. Sex was not even implied in that scene. But
these people are weak.
Yeah, no.
These are people who will never. They will never kiss the homies goodnight. As is proper.
I mean, not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't kiss the homies goodnight. Not because I'm
weakness.
Not because I'm afraid to, just because I don't want to. I probably would do it now just to prove a point. I can be gay if you want me to. I'm not gay, but watch me suck this dick. Ugh.
Just sitting there, if you want me. Jesus Christ.
I will suck the dick in the most straight way possible.
The dick will be straight.
Wearing a collar. Full circle, motherfuckers. Right back to the priest story.
Yep.
Expastor.com. Dicks with collars. Okay. Oh, speaking of ex-pastors, Patrick Nev says, the Catholic Church is anti-science. The Catholic Church invented science. Galileo has entered the chat.
Okay, but, I mean, he hasn't entered the chat. He kind of rolled away.
Speaking of the ancient
part
Greeks...
of him rolled away, really.
Speaking of the ancient Greeks, were they Catholic?
Not to my knowledge.
Also, like...
Kind of feel like they were polytheistic.
Because, like, the ancient Greeks invented a lot of, like, our conceptualizations of science and how science works or whatever, but, like, the ancient Chinese did a whole fucking lot of scientific stuff, too.
So what these people tend to do is they conflate the Catholic Church funding a lot of European education and saying that was them inventing science. That was them inventing modern day education. Like, no, they inherited it.
After they inherited it from the ancient Greeks and then got the math from the ancient Muslims.
Yep.
Like,
Purple Rhymes with Orange says, I don't think the worshippers of Zeus were Catholic.
Probably not. Oh, yeah. Chicago One Ray says, Fox News is backing Nikki Haley, so they won't show how many people support Trump in South Carolina, so you know what to do. I don't know.
God,
I don't know what they mean by you know
people
what to
fight
do.
each other.
Well, so the funny thing is, I saw this tweet on the same day that I've promoted this podcast on here before. It's called Decoding Fox News. If you want to know what's going on Fox News, she watches like hours and hours and hours of Fox News every week, and then she puts together a podcast where she like talks about the ridiculous things that they have talked about and compares it to things like NPR or CNN or whatnot, and here's the stories that you would have missed if Fox News was your only news diet. And they were talking about Hunter's laptop. Well, everybody else was talking about this actual like real serious thing in the world that people should probably be informed about. And she released a bonus episode last week that was entirely segments where Fox News was viciously turning against Nikki Haley to favor Donald Trump. It was just clips of them, like, before Nikki Haley lost, but like before voting even began in New Hampshire, they were out there being like, oh, Nikki Haley's losing this one, so it's Trump now. They explicitly said, like, one of them, I don't remember the exact quote, but this is very, very close to the exact quote, said the Republican Party is now the party of Trump. It's like, but they're saying that Fox supports Nikki Haley?
Look, they don't need integrity. They just need to what was that? Back the winning team, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Which, changes pretty frequently.
Nikki Haley was never on the winning team.
But they want to pretend.
That was another thing that they were saying on Fox. They were criticizing her for not backing out of the race because they were pointing out that, like, her continuing to be in the race, the only thing this can do is hurt Trump and strengthen the Democrats. So they were begging her to drop out of the race and just concede to Trump. And yet Fox is backing Nikki Haley? No, they're fucking not. But yeah,
this is a
Decoding Fox News. Excellent podcast.
A good idea to diversify your news input if you want to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah. And also, you don't have to watch Fox News. You can just listen to Decoding Fox News because, yeah.
You'll get all the information, but with a filter.
Yep. Every now and then, one of her cats meows in the background.
Jazza says, ground news / Vice Rhino.
Yeah, I don't know if that code is still active. I think they've got another sponsor spot with me coming up this month at some point. So there will be another code you can use for that. Let's see. This person says, atheists think we are animals. Animals kill. Animals eat their own. Animals attack those who offend them. Atheism doesn't offer anything for a civilized society.
So all human beings have done all of those things the entirety of life.
Not all human beings have done. I have never eaten another human being.
No. So if we're saying
I know what you meant.
More in that we destroy our own, because not all animals are cannibalistic either.
I took that to be cannibalism.
And I took that personally.
I'm like, who have you eaten, Cirrus?
My girlfriend? I mean, what? You asked!
Did it have a collar on it?
She actually was wearing a collar the day that we saw each other in real life for the first time. So she had a collar on in the airport.
I'm assuming that that's not a pastor's collar.
You can assume.
Okay. Maybe tell Saki to send us news items at news@vicerandom.com and I'll find something good that you have to do for her.
Wingcaster says, I bet Cirrus has unprotected hand holding. Oh, I did that in public too. It was some nasty hand holding.
Yeah, hand holding can get pretty nasty.
Hey, hand holding gets you pregnant, okay?
If you do it right.
If you hold the right hands.
Your hand was sticky. It's like, can I get pregnant from the toilet seat?
Like the origin of the phrase "son of a gun."
I don't know that. Do I want to know that? Is it racist?
No,
because I feel like most phrases have racist origins.
No, whether or not this origin is accurate, it was the one I was told growing up, which was that a person shot somebody through the nutsack and then it carried through to another person, impregnating them, and then they had the person who got a bullet vasectomy's kids, basically, and so that person was literally a son of a gun.
I don't think that is
I don't think it
possible.
happened either. This feels like one of those things that I was told as a child that was entirely fabricated, but I was a dumb kid, so I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Went through the spermy thing and ended up in the eggy thing. Therefore,
my chat is saying that it was actually a Civil War era legend, and MythBusters actually tested it.
Yeah, no, Fennec the Rabbit is in my chat saying they tested this on MythBusters. It did not work, and everyone would die. I want to know how they tested it. How does one test that? I have an episode of MythBusters to watch now.
You're just sitting there with like an entire pill bottle of Plan B. Like, okay, look, we're going to try this a few times. We've got a waiver and we've got a bottle of Plan B. We have everything we need to make this work.
Except guys willing to get their nuts shot off? Or I guess
waivers. We have a waiver for that.
I mean, I guess you could like shoot it through a vial of semen or something. But that seems like it's not fair to actually shoot a... But I mean that would track with how things usually go in the world. Like, oh no, the guys couldn't handle it, so they just had a vial. Okay, whatever. This took us down a rabbit trail that is unacceptable. Daily Christian Tweets says intolerance towards Christians in the West has risen sharply. According to the Family Research Council, which I will bet $100 right now, that's a hate group. Several countries are taking authoritarian measures against Christians simply trying to live out their faith.
What do those authoritarian measures look like?
I'm gonna bet that it's stuff like you can't proselytize to school children when you're a public school teacher.
Or things like you can't sit there and say the gays are going to all die.
Or you have to allow the minister of Satan to volunteer at the school, just like you allow ministers of Christianity to volunteer at the school if you're going to pass that law.
Oh, won't somebody rid me of this meddlesome priest? I mean, what? Huh? What?
Please pray for the persecuted church. Okay, I pray that you guys just finally fucking just
go
stop.
under?
Yeah. Go under is the word. I was looking for a way to suggest organizational demise without making it sound like I was suggesting a person die.
Hey, go under can also mean, inappropriate handholding.
Go 6 feet under. Oh, what?
We went 2 different areas there, man. I was trying to go with more of the jokes from before, and you're just like, kill them all.
I thought that's where you were going to go with it. Oh.
No, that was not the plan.
Oh, did you see this one? It's Ian Miles Chong.
Oh, yes, I did. So I had to actually mute that thread because I went semi-viral when I responded to that. I had Dark Matter respond to it. That felt good. But I had to mute that one.
What'd you say?
Actually, look, I can probably find that fairly easily.
While you look it up, I'm going to...
While you're doing that.
So Ian Miles Chong says, when given pictures of thirst traps, AI imagines what could have been if they've been raised by strong fathers. So let's get a zoom in on the strong father picture. So if you were raised by a strong father, you could go...
get 11 toes.
You could go from being able to enjoy what looks like a nice, expensive scotch... while having a gorgeous thick with 2 C's bottom, to having too many toes, too many arms, a head that's significantly too large for your body, and a bunch of like mutant babies.
How did the head even get so large on this? It's like an adult head gets pasted on a child's body.
It's not that the head got large, it's that they left the head alone and it just gave her the wrong proportions. It took her boobs away.
Also, my Twitter completely broke. So I have to refresh it a little bit.
Okay.
There we go. What date was Ian's thing on?
February 2nd.
February 2nd. All right, let me scroll down to that. Because
Yeah.
There we go. So I said, weren't these the chuckle fucks who got angry at studios making video game women wear less revealing clothes?
I saw that, yeah.
Yep. And then Dark Matter's response to it was something less commented on is how strong fathers like to replace your plants with different types of plants.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing. Like, I didn't notice that at all until he pointed that out.
The building in the background has been replaced by an apartment building, too.
Inane Dragon said, where does the AI keep finding extra fingers? John Hammond said, the implication of women as breeders and the weird double foot aside. The perspective's all fucked up. She's just sitting in midair in that awkward position while the kid behind her is several feet behind her. There's a lot going on with this. Yeah, I got 47 retweets on that, and a good chunk of them were people like, you can't prove to me that those are the same people. Not the people in the image, but the people who got mad at game studios and then also have this like problem with people posting thirst traps.
Yeah.
It's like you can't prove those are the same people. Ian Miles Chung is one of those people.
Yeah.
I can prove it's the same people because I'm looking at him.
It's the same person.
Like it's him, it's Sargon of Akkad, because Sargon was one of the ones that was like super against changing the designs of characters. And there's only a handful of characters that I'm okay with. Like I would rather them keep the sexualized designs.
Also,
Like
so I feel like it would take being a strong father to raise a strong woman who is able to be independent and make her own choices.
and sip wine.
And I'm pretty sure that's scotch or whiskey of some kind.
Look, you're having sandwich trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Lauren Southern.
No, not this wench.
I skipped Wendell. So we got enough of him on Monday. Lauren Southern says you shouldn't be allowed SSRIs until you've tried going to the gym twice a week. What if you need the SSRIs to get to the gym?
So I forgot to post the stuff about me going to the gym today, actually, but I've been posting my gym stuff recently. I hadn't been doing it before, but I finally started doing the, day 1, day 2, day 3, so that I could keep a track of, hey, I missed going to the gym these few days, and hey, this is my progress. I've been going more than twice a week. It's been more like 5 days a week. And Lauren, I woke up with the worst case of depression twice in these last few weeks. Like, the gym hasn't fixed my depression. Don't get me wrong. I feel better after going to the gym and working out because scientifically it reduces endorphins along with lactic acid. Like, I feel better afterwards, but it didn't erase my depression. That's not going anywhere. I have
Dark Falcon is asking what an SSRI is. Antidepressant medication, basically.
Yep. So like in my life, my well is fixed. I'm able to cook my own food again. I made patty melts last night, and they were amazing.
You're going to be fixing other people's wells soon?
No, I didn't agree to that. But like I have a loving partner who lives in my house with me and is wonderful. I've been going to the gym. I have a second channel that's been just exploding in terms of its growth and how well it's doing. I have everything going right for me right now outside of personal finances. Guess what? I still woke up with massive depression.
Because that's the thing that happens.
That's how depression works.
Sometimes you need medication for that shit.
So weird.
You should talk to your doctor about that, not Lauren Southern.
Yeah, talk to your doctor, not the person who got in a boat and tried to stop immigrants from getting to London.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she was the last tweet, so. She was the last twit.
She was the twitted of tweets.
My partner just from the peanut gallery over there said, "Twat?" She's still ostensibly trying to work, but I feel like I'm being distracting.
Twat tweets.
Twat tweets. The tweets have twatted. The twats have twoted.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, apparently, Terran Ambassador calls their SSRIs the daily dose of happy. And now Fennec is saying, I should put smiley face stickers on my pill bottle.
This is your daily dose of happy.
Yeah. Go for it.
I
think I forgot to take my ADHD meds today.
I probably still need medication, but I don't want to get on Klonopin again. That was not fun.
Well, I'm on Vyvanse, which in the States, y'all just got the generic version, but it's taking a little bit longer to get through the Canadian red tape.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I know there's a generic version coming. It's right around the corner, but it's not there yet. So now I'm still paying like $100 a month for it. Michael DeCino says, good show. Any chance of seeing the fan art of Paul and you? It's just Paul at the moment, the one with the thick thighs. Can we show that? Do I have permission to show that?
Everything in my fan art section is assumed that it will always be shown publicly if it's not in the NSFW area. So,
okay, send it over.
Yes, you can.
Send it over.
It's on WhatsApp.
It's on WhatsApp. Yeah, but you didn't save the picture on WhatsApp. You took a screenshot.
Fine, we'll do it this way. I'll go get the picture. I go into my fan art section where all of the cursed shit resides sometimes.
Oh, Dr. Don Hogue says next Monday is my autism and ADHD evaluation. Only 44 years too late. Good luck with that. Better late than never. And for me, when I was diagnosed, I was diagnosed late as well. It was just like within the last 2 years, I think. Um, and it was comforting to like know that the reason I'm having difficulty with these things that are just like normal for everybody all the time, but like I struggle with them. It's like, oh, there's a reason for that, and there are things that I can do about that. That was it was comforting.
We actually had a whole discussion on my channel before we started like doing any videos just about how important diagnosing is when it comes to any of these things. And it's like there's a few valid reasons not to diagnose. Like you want to immigrate to somewhere like New Zealand that doesn't let people with autism immigrate there.
What?
Like, yeah,
That
yeah.
is yikes as fuck.
It's weird. It's very strange. So like there's some reasons that someone would only stick to self-diagnosis, but most of the time you should just get diagnosed.
Apologia fan art.
Yep, and just looking it up again to make sure that I'm not speaking out of my butt. New Zealand effectively prohibits the immigration of autistic people. The Australia's health criteria have prompted criticism about its immigration policies, and they forbid the immigration of people who would be exceptionally costly for the nation's health service, care, or social services. So yeah, there you go.
That's fucked up.
It is just a bit.
Okay, well, that's it for our stream. Our stream was also a bit fucked up today.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, God help you.
At least we didn't throw dead babies down the watering hole.
You fucking interrupted my sign off line to make a dead baby joke.